Hi, welcome back to my channel. This video is for Math Monthly 7, and we're going to go over all of the concepts that we've actually taught since the beginning of the school year. So follow me to my piece of paper. All right, let me get my glasses on. Okay, guys. So again, we're going to go over many of the concepts that we taught throughout the school year, and I'm going to give you some example problems and some hints for being successful on your Math Monthly Review and hopefully your Math Monthly itself. So first things first, let's move this down a little bit. And then here. All right, so some of the topics that we have learned about, prime and composite, factors and multiples, reading numbers, values of a digit, multiplicative comparisons, multiplication, division, adding three-digit numbers, or adding three-digit add-ins, three-digit add-ins, three multi-digit add-ins, NDS, subtracting, comparing whole numbers and decimals, converting mixed numbers to fractions greater than 1, also converting fractions of tenths and hundredths into decimals. We've learned, what other topics have we learned? Let me go through my list here. Oh, attributes of shapes, types of shapes, and types of lines, types of angles, solving for angles, all right, and that's just a few of them. So I am going to go over a review that was made, and we're going to talk about some tips with regard to solving these. So the first one, it says, and the first thing I do is comprehend what I'm reading before I even worry about the numbers. Stephen has saved some money, which is, and this I do need to know, 8 times as much as Mark. How much money did Mark save? So that I know is a multiplicative comparison, which means blank times blank equals blank. Now, I know that it's whatever times as many goes here. So that's my times as many. And I know that's 8 for here. Times as many as Mark, and that says right here, as much as Mark equals Stephen. So now that I know where my values go, I'm going to do 8 times blank equals 50. I'm plugging in Stephen. Oh, and you know that should be a 40. Made a mistake there when I typed it. 40. All right, so then I think to myself, well, what times 8 equals 40? And that's where the 5 came in. So I know that 8 times 5 equals 40, which means Mark has saved $4, or $5, excuse me. And I'm going to write my 5, and I'm going to bubble my 5 nice and neat. So remember, blank times blank equals blank, and that helps you figure it out. This is times as many, and the problem will tell you what times as many equals something else. This one says provide two fractions that are equivalent to 4/6. So equivalent means equal. So I can do that by dividing my fraction by the same number on the top and bottom. And I can also do that by multiplying my number by the same number on the top and bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and divide this by 2/2. What times 2 equals 4? That's 2. What times 2 equals 6? That's 3. So 2/3 is one fraction that is equivalent to 4/6. And then I'm just going to multiply this one by 2/2. So 4 times 2 is 8. 6 times 2 is 12. 8/12 is also an equivalent fraction of 4/6. So what I have to remember here is whatever I do to the top, I have to do to the bottom. It has to be the same. And I could multiply both these. I could do 2 times 2 and then 3 times 3, either way. All right, the next one says, what is the quotient? Now, quotient means division. I'm comprehending, which means they want me to figure out what the quotient is, the answer to this division problem. Now, they've given me this setup of partial products here. So this is the same thing as saying, what times 7 equals 2100? So 7 times blank equals 2100, which I have written here, which is, and I could use 7 times blank equals 21. And I could do that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 if I don't know my facts. And I could go 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. So I could stop there. That's 7 times 3. And so there's 2 zeros here. So this is 300. And then what times 7 equals 49? Well, I can continue to work here. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, and 9, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. And that's 7 times 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7 times 7. And it says to add the circle factors, these are factors, to get my quotient. So 300 plus 7 is 307 is my quotient. So, and I use this, I could check my work this way to help me figure it out. 7 times 300. And then 7 times 7. All right, the next one. It takes 1/3 cup of milk to make 1 package of instant oatmeal. Sarah has 5 kids. She will need 5 packages. How much milk will she need to make the oatmeal for her kids? Give your answer in both a fraction greater than 1 and a mixed number. So I know I have 5 packages. That's multiplication. Times 1/3. So I multiply the whole number times the numerator, which gives me my new numerator. Denominator stays the same. So 5/3 is my fraction greater than 1. And now I need to determine my mixed number. 5/3 minus 3/3 equals 2/3. That's 1 whole cup and 2/3 cups. So that is my fraction, or that's my mixed number. And I did that by subtracting out the fractional whole until I got to a fraction that was not greater than 1. All right. Give a number in which the digit 6 is 10 times greater than the digit 6 in 48,621. Any number will work as long as it should be the 6 is in the correct place value. So I need my 6 to be 10 times greater. That means I'm moving 1 place value to the left. So my 6 has to be in my thousands place, and this could be any other number. I could put any other digits as long as my 6 is in the right spot. The next one, what is the sum of 6/10 and 6/100? 6/10 and 6/100. So 6/10, I know there's 1 0, so that's 1 place value. And then I can't, or that's converting. 6/10 and 6/100. I can't add them together because the fraction denominators are different. So I need to either make this one 100th or make this one a 10th. And it'll be easier to make this one 100th. So 6/10 times 10 over 10, or adding a place value 0, that's 60 100ths. Now I can add 60 100ths plus 6 100ths, which equals 66 100ths. And I do that by 6, 6, my slash line to represent my fraction, 100, and then I bubble 6, 6, fraction bar, 1, 0, 0. Mrs. Angelo has 6 cats. Each cat eats 2/3 pound of food daily. How much food will she need to give her dad to feed the cats for 5 days while she is out of town? Write your answer in a complete statement. So my answer needs to be in a statement. Miss Angelo, I'm going to write that first, will need to give her dad blank pounds of food to feed her cats, Now I need to figure it out. So I've got 6 times 2/3, and that tells me how much they need for 1 day. That equals 12/3. And then I need to multiply that times 5 days. That's 60/3. And now 60/3 is equal to 20 pounds, because I think what times 3 equals 60, and that's 20 pounds of food to feed her cats. All right, the next one. Provide 3 attributes of the above shape. Attributes includes comparisons, side comparisons, angle types, and reference to parallel, perpendicular, and intersecting lines. So one of my attributes is that there's one set of parallel lines. This is parallel to this one. They'll never touch. So it's one set of parallel lines. P-A-R-E-L-L, parallel lines. I spelled that wrong. It has 2 obtuse angles. This is obtuse. It's greater than 90. This is obtuse. So 2 obtuse angles. And see, and I'm going to say 2 acute angles. This is acute and this is acute. So those are my 3 attributes. The next one says calculate the sum of the problem below. So one of the things that really helps is drawing lines to make sure that your numbers are in the right place values. You don't mess them up. So I'm going to draw some lines. 21,087, and this is something you could definitely do on a test. I have to make sure I line my numbers up correctly. And 229. So I always start in my ones place. 7 plus 9 is 16. Regroup a 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 8 is 14. Regroup a 1. Moving to my hundreds place. 1 plus 2 is 3. Plus 6 is 9. Move to my thousands place. 1 plus 2 is 3. And moving to my 10,000s place. 2 plus nothing is 2. So my sum of 21,887 plus 2,630 plus 229 is 23,946. The next problem says calculate the difference. And this is a mixed number, minus 3 and 5, 6. So I start with my smallest value, which are my fractions. I can't take 5, 6 from 1, 6. So I need to break apart my whole, basically like borrowing. And I'm going to do that as a 1 plus 4 plus 1, 6. It still equals 4 and 1, 6. It's just decomposed. And then I'm going to turn this whole into a fractional whole. So that's 6, 6 So 3 plus 6, 6, it's still 1 plus 1, 6. So that equals 3 and 7, 6. And now 3 and 7, 6 minus 3 and 5, 6. I can now subtract my fractions. 7, 6 minus 5, 6 is 2, 6. 3 minus 3 is nothing. So my answer is 2, 6. So it's decomposing, which we've done before, and I just decomposed it into where I have a single whole so that I can turn it into a fractional whole, and that way I can add it to my fractions so I can subtract. All right, the next question. It says round 13,998 to the nearest tens place. So I am rounding this number, which means I'm using this number to tell me whether I go up or stay the same, which means this number is automatically a 0. The 8 tells the 9 to go up. Well, if it tells the 9 to go up, it becomes a 10. And I can't have 2 digits, so I have to regroup a 1. Then that 9 becomes a 10, and I have to regroup a 1. And that 3 becomes a 4, and this would stay the same, everything before. So when I have to round to this place value, regrouping does happen sometimes, and I have to make sure I account for that. So my answer is 14,000. Below is an image that can be split by a line of symmetry. Draw the line of symmetry. So I am going to look, and you would look with your pencil, and I'm going to turn the page to look at all the different ways that the shape could look, because this looks a little off to me. This doesn't look exactly the same. But if I turn it just like this, if I were to split my shape just like this, that would be my line of symmetry. Well, close enough. But I'm splitting the shape so that both sides are equal. If I were to fold them over, they would match like a mirror. Using the FSA conversion sheet, determine the number that goes in the blank. So for 3 miles, how many feet does that equal? So I would need to use my conversion sheet. Let me pull that up from here. All right, so let's look at our conversion sheet, which is on the screen now. So I'm looking for miles to feet. So I go into my units and I find where it has 1 mile. 1 mile is equal to 5,280 feet. And now I know if 1 mile is equal to that, then 3 times that will give me how many feet I need. So now I'm going to do my math. 5,000 times 3, 200 times 3, 80 times 3. That equals 15,000. That equals 600. That equals 240. So that's 0. Go to my tens, 4, 8. So it's 15,840 feet. 3 miles is equal to 15,840 feet. And I just did all the work and you couldn't see it, so hold on. So I did my conversion here, and I know that that's 3 times that amount. And then I went ahead and did partial product to help me solve this. 15,600, 240, which equals 15,840. Draw an image of a perpendicular, parallel, or intersecting line. So that's actually the question that's on your test, so I'm not going to do that. But I do know that perpendicular lines make 90-degree angles. So I'm going to write down make 90-degree angles. Parallel lines never touch. And intersecting lines they cross angles. So little tips to help you cross angles. There we go. All right, let's go up here to the next one. Write the decimal equivalent for the following fractions. So I know that 1 0 equals 1 place value after the decimal point. There's a decimal point there, it's hard to see. 2 zeros equals 2 place values after the decimal point. 2 zeros equals 2 place values. So I have my place values. I know how many numbers are supposed to be in my answer. And I just put my numerator in there. So there's 1 place value. My numerator is going to go there. This one, there's 2 place values. It's over 100. So I know I have to start in my hundredths. So that goes there, which means I have to put a 0 here. And then this one is 14. I have 2 place values, 2 numbers. All angles are congruent. Congruent means that they are equal. Remember, congruent means equal. What is the measurement of each individual angle? And the hint says the measurement of the circle divided by the number of congruent pieces. So the measurement of a circle, 360 degrees, divided by the number of pieces you have. Well, I have 3. So now I'm going to turn that into multiplication. 3 times blank equals 360. 3 times blank equals 36. Well, 3 times 12 equals 36. This one has 1 place value, so that's 120. And I'm going to write 120 and bubble 1, 2, and 0. The next one, make the inequality states, it should be statements true. So I have my little place value chart, which helps me with that. So this one's 945. This is 954. Now remember, I always start with the greatest place value to the left when comparing digits. So here's my hundreds. 9 and 9 are the same. Tenths, 4 and 5. So 5 is greater. So the open part will face the 5, making this inequality. 945 is less than 954. Here's my next one. I have 2.7 and 1.7. Again, I'm still starting with my greatest place value to the left. So I'm here, 2 and 1. 2 is greater than 1. So I put my open part of my inequality symbol facing 2.7. 2.7 is greater than 1.7. And here's my last one. I have 3.6 and 3.06. Always to the left. 3 and 3 are the same. 6 and 0. 6 is greater than 0, so the open part faces the 6. 3.6 is greater than 3.06. All right, this one says to label the triangles based on their attributes. So I'm looking at this triangle, and here's my word bank. I have right, isosceles, equilateral, acute, obtuse. This is a right triangle. So I'm going to write the word right here. And I know it is because that box right there. This is an obtuse triangle, and I know that because of this angle right here. Remember, if it has one obtuse angle, it's an obtuse triangle. And I know this triangle is equal because all sides are equal, so this is an equilateral triangle. And that's all I'm doing there is naming the triangles based on an attribute. This one says decompose the mixed number in 2 different ways. The sum of the decomposition must equal the number you are decomposing. So I know I have 4 and 2, 6. So I could decompose this as 4 plus 2, 6. That's one way to decompose it. I could also decompose it as 16/4 plus 2, 6. No, what am I doing? Not 16/4. 24/6 plus 2, 6. 24/6 plus 2, 6. I could have also done 1/6 or 6/6 plus 6/6 plus 6/6 plus 6/6 plus 2/6. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, and 2, 6. What is the product of 4,352 and 8? So breaking your number apart into expanded form allows you to do quicker mental math. So 4,000 times 8, 300 times 8, 50 times 8, and 2 times 8. So I know I'm using my 8's tables, so I'm going to go ahead and do that here. 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And I'm going to go, my highest one is to 8 times 5. So I'm just going to go until I get to 8 times 5. This is 8 times 1. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. That's 8 times 2. 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Times 3. 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. times 4, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40 times 5. So that's my 8 times 1, 8 times 2, 8 times 3, 8 times 4, 8 times 5. So 8 times 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 is 32. And I know I have 3 zeros. This one I know has 2 zeros. This one I know has 1 0, that has no zeros. Right? 8 times 3, 1, 2, 3. 8 times 5, 40. 8 times 2, 16. And then I add my pieces. So here I was able to do my multiplication real quick, and then I do my zeros. 6, 1, 8, 4, 3, 34,816. So there's no comma in here. I just plot my numbers. 3, 4, 8, 1, and 6. All right, the next problem. Above is a list of numbers. Identify the 5 composite numbers. So composite means that they have more than 2 factors. Composite means more than 2 factors. All right, so 10, it's an even number. I know it has more than 2 factors because it has 1 and 10 and 2 and 5. 11, that's an odd number, so I'm gonna save that one. 12, even, definitely. 13 is odd, I'm gonna save that one. 14 is even, definitely. 15 is an odd number, and 16 is definitely even. So I know that I've got 10, 12, 14, and 16. So now I'm going to do my threes tables for my odd numbers. 3 times 1, 3. 3 times 2, 6. 3 times 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. 3 times 5 is 15. There's my other one. 15 goes there. Those are my composite numbers. 10, 12, 14, 15, and 16. So you see how I use my threes tables for the odds, and I didn't even have to figure out if it's even, it already was in there. All right, the next problem says, above is a list of numbers which are a factor, a multiple, or both of the number 8. Place each digit in the correct sort. Hint, factors are the digit and numbers less than the digit. Multiples are the digit and numbers greater than the digit. Well, I'm going to start with the digit is both a factor and a multiple, so that's going to go there. That takes care of that. Now, it said factors are the digits that are less than. So my factors are going to be 1, 2, 4. And it says multiples are the digits that are greater than 16 and 32, because 8 is both. All right. What is the difference between 68,951 and 20,988? Hint, drawing lines can keep your numbers in their correct place values to be helpful. So I'm going to draw some lines. I'm going to write this 68,951 minus 20,988. Can't take 8 from 1, so that's an 11. Becomes a 4. 11 minus 8 is 3. 4 minus 8, can't do that, so I'm going to have to borrow here. 14 minus 8 is 6. 8 minus 9, can't do it. I'm going to have to borrow from here. 18 minus 9 is 9. 7 minus 0 is 7. 6 minus 2 is 4. So my answer is 47,963. 47,963. 7,963. All right, the next one is using a line plot in order to answer many different questions. So this one says the amount of time spent surfing the internet. That means on the internet, playing on the internet. The first one, how many friends were questioned about time spent on the internet? And the hint is to count the X's. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 people. So 13 people were questioned, were asked the question about how long they spent on the internet. The next question. what is the least amount of time spent on the internet? So, and it says hint, look for the smallest number with an X over it. So this is my smallest number on here, but this is my smallest number with an X on it. So 1 hour and 2/8. 1 2/8 hour. What is the greatest amount of time spent on the internet? Look for the largest number with an X over it, that's 2. What is the difference between the greatest amount and the least amount? Well, that's subtracting. So let me do this over here, and I'm going to need some more space. I'm going to go up here. So 2 minus 1 and 2/8, and I can't do that, so I'm going to break this apart into 1 plus 1, which is 1 plus 8/8. So 1 and 8/8 minus 1 and 2/8. 8/8 minus 2/8 is 6/8. 1 minus 1 is 0. So the difference is 6/8. The last question says, what is the total amount of time spent on the internet? So what I have to do is I have to find the sum of each digit, each value, and then add all those together. So we have 1x over 1 and 2/8. So I know that's, here we have 1 and 3/8 3 times. So that's 3 times 1 and 3/8. 3 times 3 is 3. Then 3 times 3 is 9/8. So plus 3 and 9/8. And I can leave that as an irregular mixed number right now until I get to the end. Plus 1 and 4/8. Plus, I have 2 and 5/8. So 2 times 1 and 5/8. 2 times 1 is 2. 2 times 5 is 10/8. So 2 and 10/8. Plus, I have 4. 4 times 1 and 6/8. 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times 6 is 24/8. 4 and 24/8. Plus 1 and 7/8 plus 2. All right, so the first thing I want to do is I want to add all my wholes. Then I'll add all my fractions, and then I'll rename my fraction. So 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 1 is 5. 5 plus 2 is 7. 7 plus 4 is 11. 11 plus 1 is 12. 12 plus 2 is 14. So I have 14 wholes. And now I'm going to add my numerators. I know my denominator is an 8. 2 plus 9 is 11. 11 plus 4 is 15. 15 plus 10 is 25. 25 plus 24 is 49. 49 plus 7 is 56. So 56/8. So now I'm going to take my 56/8 and I'm going to subtract out my fractional wholes, or I'm going to think what times 8 gets me closest to 56 without going over. So I know 8 times 5 is 40. So I need to go higher than that. 8 times 6 is going to be 48. 8 times 7 is 56. So that's 7. So 56/8 is equal to 7. So that's 14 plus 7, which equals 21 hours. So that one does take some time to figure out, but that is how you solve that. All right. Determine the measurement of the unknown angle using the known information and the given information. So what I know about this is a straight angle. Straight angles measure 180 degrees. We know that, we have to know that. So now I know that I have this angle plus this angle plus this angle equals this amount. So 55 plus D plus 30 equals 180. So now what I can do is I can add these two angles together. 0 plus 5 is 5. 3 plus 5 is 8. Plus D equals 180. So now I can take this amount and subtract it from 180 to get my D. 180 minus 85 Can't do that. Got to regroup. 7. Regroup there. 0. 17. 10 minus 5 is 5. 17 minus 8 is 9. So the answer is 95 degrees. That's what I knew. A line. Remember, a circle is 360. A quadrilateral is 360. The right angle is 90. So these are all things that we have to know. And a straight line is 180. Fill in the product amounts needed to complete the area model figure. So what I want are the numbers on the inside of the box. I do not need the total product. So I'm going to get my plan, get it together here. I know I go across, then I go down, 40, 40, 2, 2. So I know there's 2 zeros. 4 times 7, 28. But if I didn't know that, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and I could do that 4 times. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. So I know that's 2,800. Then I have 7 times 2, there's 1 0, 14. 3 times 4, so I can do 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 3 times 4, there's 1 0. And 3 times 2 is 6. That's what I want, those numbers in there. I don't need the sum. Read the protractor below to provide the measurement of the angle. Identify the angle type first, then that will help you determine which set of numbers to use. So here's my angle, and I'm tracing. Is this an acute, obtuse, or right angle? Well, I know this is obtuse. So now I'm going to go here, and I'm going to read this. And it is either 55 degrees, SE, or 125 degrees. And since I know it's obtuse, it has to be 125 degrees. So that helps me if I can't determine whether I'm using the top or bottom. Think about the angle first, and I know that obtuse is greater than 90 degrees. All right, this one says compare the fraction below, and the hint is the butterfly method can help you to determine which fraction takes up more space. So I'm creating my butterfly. 2 times 14, that's 10, 4, 2 times 2, that is 20, that is 8, that's 28. So this side is 28, because remember it goes over the top number. And then 7 times 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 22, 21. I put 20. 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. And what I found out is that these two fractions are equivalent. All right, so this is our review for your Math Monthly 7. We went over some of the topics that we had to teach, and hopefully you will do well. Remember, each one of these correct is an extra credit point on the Math Monthly, so make sure you work on it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video.